So we changed that up to Jerusalem. Right there on that West Bank, on the other side of that Dead Sea. Man, make it right in Hebrew. I went Jerusalem, where you gon' find me? Right next to Azeka and Lakeith, that's where my Judas be. Now they in Dimona and Arad, that's where my Judas be. Got evicted right from our land like we ain't paying fees. Now we paying off these Bernsteins for these lawyer fees. Damn, really? That's funny how that works out. I paid a little extra and got off, so it worked out. I'm talking to my people that be trapping at the trap house. I tell them that we the Jews, now get about this house now. We got some holy land that belongs to us. PC said, Sean, you go first. You got that Midas touch. When I found out I was Judah, man, I didn't write as much. They say you get hated a lot. Man, I don't get enough. I go from Jerusalem. 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 I go from Jerusalem.
Word to my team, we don't need cameras. We can see clean, straight through the grammar. Ancient our king, they waiting for Santa. They sipping that lean on their own understanding. I focus on things, faith only fathoms. Jerusalem seen like Christmas and manna. The wicked gon' cleave like lifting up pimps. They funk is too pure, you can't make the hymns. But I've been heard about every story, about every glory, and I ain't never seen this category. Heavy Jews and they laughing on me, but never getting it twisted, homie. Humility is my testimony, but I'm from where it go cups. Shine inside our cabins, homie. They mad I'm Jerusalem, and never be a Babylonian. Listen, they Gucci will never be a Macedonian. Never rocking that Louis, cause my V hanging over L's. Victory over law, he brought us up and well. Shoulda never not a touch the kings, cause we hunted beat. One accord, by the beat. Running y'all economy. God's land in my plans. Count sand in one hand. Y'all can't, but y'all can. It's VIP in my land, Jerusalem. Yeah.
I go from Jerusalem. I go from Jerusalem. I go from Jerusalem.
Go back and take it over like Caleb. Sitting on top like a Sega. Black on top like a Sega. You might catch me all up in Nazareth. Working in the hood like a labyrinth. See, I be all up in a papyrus, so I can tell y'all cats what a real Judah is. I'm from a place called Jerusalem. Talk with a slang like Peter from Galilee. Catch me Sunday through Tuesday, Wednesday through Friday, but won't catch me Saturday. That's how we do it where I come from. I don't care how you do it where you come from. So from the north, the south, the west, but we all give praise to the east. We soldiers, we defeat mighty men. We're right, but see now we're selling them. We soldiers, Sire El Capitan. So no, we do not need many men. Not the pictures off wilds in Jericho. Might have a house off in Bethlehem. How the kingdom will be water, I don't know. But heavenly things, I just ponder them. I ain't know about home when I long for home. Prodigal son, I've been gone for home. Matrix, I know woke up. I thought a jail cell was my home. The same spirit in Harriet Tubman. The same spirit out loud. Trying to lead my people out of Babylon. And trek back home to Aspa in
I come from Jerusalem. 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 Jerusalem, I come from Jerusalem. Jerusalem, I come from Jerusalem. Everybody come on in, man. We gotta get like Hooper tonight. I'm finishing that situation right now. For my young Jerusalem, I come from Jerusalem. Jerusalem, I come from Jerusalem. Jerusalem, I come from Jerusalem. No. You didn't come from Jerusalem. No. the abolitionists they had by way of time, 80. Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host for this Shabbat. I am Kayel. In the building, I got my young and my Bella song. Logan is in the building. My wife, my butter pecan, she's out handling her business. So we are in here handling ours as the men of the house, giving praise unto the Most High. I see my cousin Michael is in the building. All praises. So, man, like I said, tonight is a great generational lesson, right? We go so many things in Scripture, and very rarely do we understand some very fundamental things when we're reading the Scripture. Who's talking and who is he talking or it talking to? We get that very confused many times when we're reading scriptures. Well, that's why we're going to take it from the beginning of Proverbs. I see my cousin is in the building. Wow. So in our understanding of scripture and our understanding of who's talking to, this one is Solomon being spoken to by the Most High. This is David speaking to Solomon and Solomon speaking to us. I understand that. I see my brother Iwan is in the building as well. So in Proverbs 1, you're going to have the Most High talking unto Solomon and then Solomon relaying. In 4, you're going to have it more of David speaking to Solomon in the Proverbs, right? He's going to be speaking from father to son. Now, we understand that Jeroboam, who was Solomon's son, came along later and really was horrible and had a very small stint in being king. And Solomon was for the longest of the king because he built the actual temple, right? But David, his father, was our first king, David, and he imparted these lessons, these wisdom for his son and for all of mankind throughout time. I'm going to say that again. What Solomon is getting told to him by David, what David learned from following the Most High. So this information that's being given to Solomon from a man that walked with the Most High, that was the heart of the Most High, who the Most High says he's going to raise to be our king when he brings his kingdom here. He gave these words unto Solomon in Proverbs 4. Solomon is expressing these lessons that he has learned from his father who walked with the Most High and the things that he tried in this world, right? Because Solomon will tell you that he had everything. And I see Janice 41 is in the building. First time in the building, all praises on YouTube. Yes. So tonight, what we are going to deal with is we understand that these lessons are not just for that time, that these lessons are for now, that these lessons pertain to this day. Understand the power of the advice from the Most High to David, to Solomon, to us. To understanding that it lasts throughout time. Till the end, till the Most High brings his kingdom here, right? So today we are dealing with the United States and Israel bombing Iran. Today, as they were back then, dealt with false gods and multi-religions. Remember, Babylon is the father of all the religions we have now. Understand that the Torah and the Tanakh is not a religion. This turmoil that we are in the midst of right now was prophesied in the Torah and the Tanakh. This, what is happening, falls in with Gog and Magog. It falls into what the world calls World War III, but what the Most High say will be the end of this last peculiar kingdom, as it was in Daniel's vision. So this advice, what we're going to read tonight, is how we're going to go through this troublesome time. This advice is for us to deal with all kinds of issues, not just geopolitical issues, but internal issues within the home, internal issues within a job. This is a universal understanding and advice. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm taking my time to really help you understand what Proverbs is and the words that we're about to read and how important they are for us. As I told, Logan, he had a audition today. He's 13 and he is making a decision of his own, which I wanted him to mark. Up until now, he had done everything his mother and I had asked him to do and done it exemplary. Black belt, B's, A's in school, band. He's done everything we've asked him to do, and he's done it to the best level. This is something that he's trying to do for himself. So what I expressed to him was the things that your mother and I taught you and made you do, you did them well. So now you must use that for yourself. It's not something that I am going to push you on. It's something that you chose. So you have to learn how to push yourself, how to dedicate yourself to the thing that you decided you want. Many times in life, our parents don't give us that understanding of how powerful our decisions are and how long lasting the results can be. This Proverbs 1 and 4 is part of that as well. We must understand that as adults, we must dedicate ourselves unto the Most High and His law, because it is said to us that that is what is going to make us bode well and be successful. No matter what the times, no matter what the geopolitical situation is, no matter how the hardship is of oppression or depression is, how bad the economy is looking, we will rise above whatever that coffee is. We will be that cream that will rise if we are following and are dedicated to His law and to His words of wisdom. So let's get into this Proverbs chapter 1. As you all know, when you come here on Shabbat, we blow the shofar because it is customary, as was done with our ancestors, that before they read the book and the word, shofar bring
cost a lot of money.
Excuse me about that, guys. Sorry about that. Hit the wrong tab. But so we're going to stand to the east and let the shofar blast as we are summoning all of the 12 tribes to come to the assembly so that the words of the Most High can be read. We stand to the east, send out prayers through that window where the sun rises every day. And what we are praying for is that the word that you hear today answers the questions that you've had internally that you have not gotten answers for. This is why the Most High has brought you here. We pray not the banter or the extra words that I use to analyze or to talk about His words, that His words that I read are the answers to your questions. And we pray that once you allow yourself to accept that these words are those answers for you, that you level up at the Most High levels you up immediately when they resonate with you, whether it be next week, next month, or right this moment. So let's stand to the east and blow the shofar. And it would be nice if I shared the shofar so everyone on YouTube can
be a part of this. There we go. Let's stand to the east and pray that the word that you hear from the Most High, the answer to your questions. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat. All praise to the Most High. I should pour a glass of water before I started. Knowing that the frankincense and myrrh dries out my throat, this would be the frankincense and myrrh as we are blowing. Thank you, son. Oh, what a son. You're listening. I didn't have to ask him. Oh, this is going to be a great lesson tonight. So we are going to get into our Proverbs 1. So, again, dealing with who is being told and who is speaking. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Yasharallah. And what is Proverbs 4? It tells us in verse 2, for learning, wisdom, and discipline. Now, you would think that this would be something that we would have as common sense, right? You would think that this would be what we would consider common sense. No, we act as though discipline and wisdom is some strange thing that we have to, that one day we'll get. Like, is that something that we are using and refining on a constant basis? So it says, for learning wisdom and discipline, for understanding words of discernment. So understanding words of discernment, being able to tell when somebody is speaking deeply to someone that is speaking on the face. To be able to discern means to be able to analyze, dissect what is being said and understood at a deeper level. For acquiring the discipline for success. We have nothing but gurus and self-help books. Everyone that tells you how to be successful, what get-rich scheme there is. But the Most High says that in Proverbs, I'm giving this unto David, unto Solomon, unto the 12 tribes, unto all of mankind. Again, verse 2, for learning wisdom and discipline, for understanding words of discernment. Verse 3, for acquiring the discipline for success. So it seems that discipline and success are hand in hand. Discipline is another word for dedication. What you dedicate yourself to is what you will be successful in, is according to the Most High. Many of us don't understand what the word dedicate means. This is what we speak about, discerning words. Dedicate means, where do you spend most of your time? In scripture, it will tell you clearly that where you spend your time is what you love. What you do is what you love. Not what you say. What you do is a big difference between actions and words. Dedication falls under actions, not words. Discipline falls under action, not words. And it says, for acquiring the discipline for success. So if you don't have dedication, you will not have success. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you say that you're dedicated to your dream, your mission that the Most High has given you, but yet you spend your time doing something else, then whether you realize it or not, your investment is in the thing that you spend your time with, other than the thing that you say you have a desire to have. And it says, righteousness, justice, and equity. So the Most High is saying directly that discipline is your way for success, and success needs to be gotten through righteousness, justice, and equity, for endowing the simple with shrewdness. So it says even the simple, even the ones that's not really that smart, the ones that really aren't that smart can still be successful if they're dedicated and they're righteous about what they're doing, and they're justified in their ways, and they make sure that there's equality in the manner in which they do it. Come on now. Were you taught this in the world? No, you're taught to get rich and die trying. Funny. Most High says, understand everything that he has given to us is for life, for success. There are consequences for the opposite of success, and there are consequences for using the things to be successful to be evil, meaning that you are a dedicated person to doing wrong. You're dedicated to scams. You're dedicated to hitting licks. You're dedicated to doing the wrong thing to get your success. And it says, the young with knowledge and foresight, the wise man hearing them will gain more wisdom. Oh, this is very important. This verse 4 of Proverbs 1, he says, verse it says, for endowing the simple with shrewdness, you need the righteousness, the justice, and equity. Even if you're not that smart, if you're operating off of these three principles, you can still be successful. Then it says, the young with knowledge and foresight, the wise man hearing them will gain more wisdom. The discerning man will learn to be adroit, firm, for understanding proverbs and epigrams, the word of the wise and their riddles. So it's saying that the discerning man, if he understands what righteousness, justice, and equity is, and he's dedicated to the words of the Most High, it doesn't matter what scam, it doesn't matter what flim-flam comes before him, riddles or whatnot, he'll be able to walk through it, navigate through it. Verse 7, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. Verse 7 of Proverbs says the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. But what is that fear? Fear of getting close to him? No. Fear that he's looking over your shoulder at every little thing you're doing? No. It's the fear of not being successful. Oh, let me be clear. It's the fear of doing the opposite will not render success, and your life will be a life of destitute. Your life will be pillar to post, check to check, never giving anything to the world, never manifesting your ideas, never manifesting your inspirations, always falling short, always feeling like somebody's cutting you off at the legs, because it's actually you cutting yourself off at the legs. Because you don't have a fear of not doing it right, not doing it with justice, not being equal to your brothers and sisters. You ain't got no fear of that. Like, whatever about being righteous, as long as I'm eating, as long as I get the bag. You may have heard that in a couple of rap songs. You may have heard that in a couple of ideologies. You may have heard that in a couple of podcasts. You may have heard that ideology and that thought process, because it's prevalent in this evil world. But the Most High says, even though we're in this evil world, if you do these things, you will be successful. And it says, fools despise wisdom and discipline. My son, heed the discipline of your father. So that would be the Most High telling Solomon to heed the wisdom of David. My son, because we're all the Most High's sons, we're all his begotten children. My son, heed the discipline of your father, and do not forsake the instruction of your mother. For they are graceful wreath upon your head. They are graceful wreath upon your head, a necklace about your throat. Meaning that if you take the lessons of parents that are about righteousness and goodness, discipline, and show you dedication, as my wife runs out to go to work as much as she can so that she can provide the things that she wants for Logan and for her family, same as I do. These are things of dedication that parents do. Many times we don't express that to our children. They just think that work is hard. And for many parents, they are hard. For many parents, we have grown up in these religions. We have grown up in these ideologies of this world. We have grown up believing in politicians, believing in this system of oppression that one day, if we're just good enough for them and do what they ask of us, not what the Most High asks of us, but what the social world asks of us, what is our image to them? Are we popular? Will that be the determining factor of our success? No. The other question becomes, what do you call success? If your concept of winning, your concept of success is all wrapped around being popular or being in the eye of the world, then you're going to have to submit to those gods of Hollywood, of the NFL, of the corporations, of the law firms, of these secret societies. It's all around us at all times. If you understand that your success is how well you raise your family, how well you provide, how much of a whole human being you can mold your children and your household into, to where the success now comes into your house more than you are chasing it outside your house. My son, heed the discipline of your father, and do not forsake the instruction of your mother, for they are graceful wreaths upon your head, a necklace about your throat. My son, if sinners entice you, do not yield. If they say, come with us, let us set an ambush to shed blood. Let us lie in wait for the innocent without a cause. Let Sheol, as hell, let us swallow them alive, whole like those who go down into the pit. I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I'm not going to put that on kids today. I don't know what they got going, but I'm going to tell you because most of them stay inside. You know what I'm saying? But us kids, when we was outside, that was a common thing. Come on, let's go and do this. Let's go and protect our 7th ward. Let's go and protect our downtown, our uptown, our 3rd ward. Let's go to this party and let's act a little rowdy. Let's go to the St. Mary's dance and hang out and jump out of trees, as they say. Because we did. I was part of that. I was part of the murderous 90s where we got together to go and shed blood, whether it was fighting or shooting or doing something destructive as selling as much drugs as I could. Yeah. So when I read Proverbs now as a man and I reflect on how I was brought into certain things, how I thought certain things would be the right thing to do, I find that this Proverbs chapter 1, verse 10 speaks to that. My son, if sinners entice you, do not yield. That means don't go with them. If they say, come with us, let us set an ambush to shed blood. Let us lie in wait for the innocent without a cause, like death. Let us swallow them alive, whole, like those who go down into the pit. I may have recognized when some of the offerings I got was to do just that. It says, verse 13, we shall obtain every precious treasure. We shall fill our homes with loot. They're talking about robbing. I'll tell you right now, I used to rob for starter jackets. We used to be in the car, rolling around, looking at a bus stop, trying to catch somebody slipping. Yeah, we did that. My entire age group that was hanging in the streets. That's what we did. The ones that didn't want to go home, the ones that didn't want to be at the house, the ones that wanted to be out there in the streets learning the wrong things. We must understand that our youth has a desire to learn. They have a desire to conquer. The Most High put that spirit in us as a youth with no outlets to nourish that or to guide that. That energy will find itself amongst the evils. If you have not been taught what is right, and you got this energy regardless, and the world is full of evil, then when you take that energy, obviously it's going to turn into the evils. If it's not directed or taught a foundation. We out here teaching our kids all sorts of things. We need to make sure that they understand that righteousness does win when they're under peer pressure, and it seems as though that evil is the only thing that is popular, the only thing that wins, the only thing that matters is being one, number one. So, and it says, we shall all have a common purse. Talking about we all gonna split the money, you know. When we do what we do. My son, do not set out with them. Keep your feet from their path, for their feet run to evil. They hurry to shed blood. In the eyes of every winged creature, the outspread net means nothing, but they lie in ambush for their own blood. They lie in wait for their own lives. Such is the fate of all who pursue unjust gain. As I stated in the beginning, you wonder why it feels like your feet keep getting cut under you. Everything you try to do, every little hook and landy little lick you try to run, always seems to come to no avail or to very little success. Just enough for the devil or the evil to say, you got a little success. If you just bend over a little bit more, you might get that up. You might make it up there. Such is the fate of all who pursue unjust gain. It takes the life of its pursuer. It takes the life of the person that's pursuing the unjust gain. Do y'all understand that? That's the demonic aspect. You want something that is evil. You want something that's unjust. And that thing tells you, come on, I got you. You're going to get it. Come on. Until it kills you, it consumes you. Wisdom carries aloud in the streets, raises her voice in the squares. At the head of the busy streets, she calls. At the entrance of the gates in the city, she speaks out. How long will you simple ones love simplicity? How long will you simple ones love simplicity? How long will you ratchet ass niggas love ratchet ass shit? Excuse the translation, but I know y'all like to hear it raw. I know y'all like to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? Some of these proverbs are just too holy for some of y'all the concept to get. So maybe you understand what it's saying. How long will you simple ones love simplicity? You scoffers be eager to scoff. You dullards hate knowledge. You are indifferent to my rebuke. Meaning that the Most High says, I've been sitting here rebuking you, meaning that I've been not allowing you to go after the evil things that you want, but yet You don't see that I'm rebuking you. You don't see that things aren't going. You just going with, you're not pouring gasoline on your drawers to set your fire. Even though I keep making sure you can't set fire to your own drawers, you're not throwing gasoline on them. This pertains to Iran. This pertains to Russia and China, because that's God and God against this world, this evilness that has put this mentality upon us called the Western civilization. We call it the daughter of Babylon. With this daughter of Babylon propagating its images to our youth, to our adults, to our politicians, to our CEOs of corporations, that whittle down to the simple employee at Target that thinks, you know what, y'all paying me so little, I'm gonna go ahead and put this t-shirt in my basket. I'm gonna take this home. I'm not paying for it. Y'all not paying me. You won't let me take off to take care of my children. You won't let me do such and such, yada, 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 whatever it may be. And then we call that justification. We call that we deserve it because it's an evil system. And guess what? Yes, it's an evil system. But guess what? That system is what's luring you in to do it so it can capture you, so it can consume you. We must understand, as the world doesn't have discipline and they can't live without their bonbons, or they can't live without their specialty thing that they eat at night or drink at night, that the discipline of the Most High, loving the things that are natural to this world that man isn't pricing you for, making that your foundation, understanding that's success, will allow you to not deem yourself a failure because you don't have the things of this world. And when those things of the world are falling with this World War III and this Gog and Magog and all the prophecies that are coming to be fulfilled, you can be satisfied. You can still feel whole when the rest of the world feels like everything is coming to an end. This is verse 22. You are indifferent to my rebuke. I will now speak my mind to you and let you know my thoughts. Since you refused me when I called and paid no heed when I extended my hand, you spurned all my advice. Understand, this is the Most High speaking. And would not hear my rebuke. I will laugh at your calamity and mock when terror comes upon you. When terror comes like a disaster and calamity arrives like a whirlwind, when trouble and distress comes upon you, then they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me, but not find me, because they hated the knowledge and did not choose fear of the Most High. They refused my advice and disdained all my rebukes. They shall eat the fruit of their ways. The Most High says that you chose this so that you will go through all of what you have chosen. The entire plate that you set before yourself, you're going to eat. Now, that's the point when we start saying there's no God. There's no Most High. Well, God is only some deity that the Europeans created in their Proto-Indo-European language. But the Most High, Shaddai, right, says that you have rebuked his way that he's giving you through the Torah, through the Tanakh, through how he's in your life, nudging you this way, showing you this, and you like, nah, I know what I want. I want that fire. I need that gasoline for my drawers. I need that fire. Most High says in verse 31 of Proverbs 1, they shall eat the fruit of their ways and have their fill of their own counsel. The tranquility of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of the dullards will destroy them. But he who listens to me will dwell in safety, undoubtedly by the terror of misfortune. Untroubled by by the terror of misfortune. Again, how this applied to Iran and in this World War III. Again, the Most High said, listen to what he is telling you. Listen to the rules that he has set before you. Have discipline in those. And he says in verse 33 of Proverbs 1, but he who listens to me will dwell in safety. Safety. Not the ones that man offers. Untroubled by the terror of misfortune. The world will go through terror and misfortune. Stop praying for that. That world peace thing they wanted y'all to pray for, prophecies are here. That will not be happening. Let's go to Proverbs 4. I've chosen to read these 4 chapters for context and understanding, not for me telling you what is best in this time or trying to comfort you in the midst of this World War III or try to persuade you to understand that the Most High has a way for you out of all the issues and the problems that you're going through. Not only that, he has a direct way for you to be successful. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 1. Son, heed the discipline of a father. Listen and learn discernment. Listen to the depths of the words. Don't just listen to what your father is saying to you in the moment that you don't want to hear him speak. Listen and learn discernment. I translate this into, I had a person that would, I had to learn how to move out the things that they said about how good they were and actually get the lesson that they were trying to teach. I had a person that when they taught, it was in a narcissistic manner, right? Not that they were screaming at me like a drill sergeant, but a very narcissistic that you had to put that on the side to try and understand what was the actual lesson that was there. That's called discernment. So for many of you that are dealing with bosses or dealing with spouses and you're trying to let them speak, you're trying to understand the deeper meaning, even though there was an emotional part being displayed on the top, right? Or a psychological way of looking at the world that's on top of this lesson. Discernment is to be able to pick out, regardless if you like what they're saying or not, you're able to pick out the lesson in it. And it says, verse 2, for I give you good instruction. Do not forsake my teachings. Once I was a son to my father, the tender darling of my mother. He instructed me and said to me, let your mind hold on to my words. So Solomon speaking, right? Words. Keep my commandments and you will live. Acquire wisdom, acquire discernment. So when you get wisdom, you get discernment. Do not forget and do not swerve from my words. Do not forsake her and she will guard you. Love her and she will protect you. So wisdom is the woman that is being spoken of. Wisdom is to be looked at as a feminine spirit, as a nurturing spirit, as a motherly spirit that will spank you when you're out of line, but is going to hug you afterwards and put you in the right place. That is wisdom. And it says, do not forsake her and she will guard you. Love her and she will protect you. The beginning of wisdom is acquiring wisdom. With all your acquisitions, acquire discernment. Say the beginning of wisdom is acquire wisdom. With all your acquisitions, acquire discernment. Hug her to you, and she will exalt you. She will bring you honor if you embrace her. She will adorn your head with a graceful wreath, crown you with a glorious diadem. My son or daughter, heed and take in my words, and you will have my years of life. I instruct you in the ways of wisdom. I guide you in straight courses. You will walk without breaking stride. When you run, you will not stumble. Hold fast to discipline and do not let go. Keep it. It is your life. Wisdom is your life. Man, I cannot emphasize how important it is for you guys to read this Proverbs chapter 4, especially verse 5 to 12. Over and over again, meditate on it. These are the things that the Most High asked us to meditate on, not meditating like Buddha. Well, no, because I see you in a building, not meditating on Buddha, or meditating on success, or meditating and allowing anything to come into your mind, any spirit, any erroneous thought to come into your mind. Most High asks you to read these words and then meditate on those words and allow him to speak to you about these words internally. Prayer time isn't always you asking for something at the end of the night before you go to sleep. It's sometimes in the car on the way to work. It's break time at the work. Sometimes just thinking about meditating on the words that the Most High has given us. Proverbs chapter 4, verses 5 through 12, right? And it says, verse 11, I instruct you in the ways of wisdom and guide you in the straight courses. You will walk without breaking stride. When you run, you will not stumble. Verse 13, hold fast to discipline. Do not let go. Keep it. It is your life. Do not enter on the path of the wicked. Do not walk on the way of evil men. Avoid it. Do not pass through it. Turn away from it. Pass it by. For they cannot sleep unless they have done evil, unless they have someone fall. They are robbed of sleep. Understand what the scriptures is telling you about demonic spirits right now. It says that once you get into this habit, once you get into this mode, then you can't stop. That demon inside you won't let you sleep. Look at 50 Cent. A man that constantly wants to put himself in the middle of drama. After all, his first song coming out was about him robbing the industry and how he would rob different artists. Then turning into this Trump supporter, now trying to, coming into Louisiana and swooping under Jeff Landry, who we know is one of the original French families that have oppressed all of Louisiana, especially New Orleans, since they got here in 1718. We understand that the Landry and Landry families are part of that French colonial that destroyed the Aboriginal community of Chapatulas, of Houma, of Baogula, Kapaka Ishak, Chitamacha, that was all here in New Orleans before the French came. We understand that when he did his Diddy thing, I said it was outstanding, but understand the devil's going to get his. That the devils fight against each other. And they want you to think that one of them is right or one of them is glorious. They're both evil. We must understand that we have been given in this society to choose from two evils. This society has never given us an option of righteousness, justice, and equity. It is a system that prohibits us from having that in any form or fashion. We must shed our own blood to fight them in order to get the little things that they call civil rights. The point of what the Most High is saying in these Proverbs that we have to instill in our children, and that we must, in many ways, detox ourselves from this world by meditating on these words so that we have a proper mentality to even teach our children. We have to be examples because we can tell it to our children, but guess what? Our children see our actions more than they see our words. Meditating on understanding what success is through the Most High, as opposed to what the world tells you is success, what images they give you of popularity, what choices they give you to choose from, which are all evil and demonic. We all have this fear. The world projects unspoken fear that if you don't capitulate to society, then you will be broke. And they have done it to the point that now society judges you on how much money you have attained, not what goodness you have put into the community, not what you have sacrificed for others, not what you have upheld as righteousness and justice, not what you have raised generational children to be outstanding citizens and family names. These things are not heralded. These things are not put with gold stars on. We put gold stars on my child that just won a case and got millions. We put gold stars on my child as a rapper talking about killing and rapping about murder and rape and all these different things, and he's a millionaire. That's my shining star. My child is part of a corporation that destroys our community. My child is a politician. He's made it to state rep, or he's a senator, and he's now part of the system that he can't change, but goes home and tell mama, I'm doing my best to fight. This is what you put me in college for, so I could come and fight for our community. And yet he's capitulated. He's a part of the system. He can't get enough votes to change anything in the community. So therefore, now he has to start thinking about himself and his livelihood. And now he's been a public servant. He doesn't know if he can make money out there in the world anymore. And if his name gets shamed as a politician, it's even harder for him to get money back into the world. So now he is part of the same system that he went to school and vowed to change. This is the system that we're a part of. This is where we put gold stars. The Most High says that have no fear, that he, as we at the end of Proverbs 1, and I'm going to read it again, verse 33 of Proverbs 1, it says, but he who listens to me will dwell in safety, untroubled by the terror of misfortune. That's the misfortunes of this world. They tell us we're going to endure if we don't do, as they say, we don't choose their wickedness. In Proverbs 4, at verse 17, at verse 16, the Most High tells us that the reason why the system continues to go in this manner is because the ones that be a part of it, in verse 16, it says, for they cannot sleep unless they have done evil. Unless they make someone fall, they are robbed of sleep. Is the Most High lying? You don't believe that there are people around that really can't rest unless they're doing somebody dirty? They don't know what comfort is unless they are watching their back. You don't believe that? You believe that everybody's good-hearted and natured, and that they all want good for everyone, and the evil that everyone is doing is just because they had to. Like the girl in Target that can't get a babysitter, can't get enough money working at Target. The baby daddy ain't there, so she's stealing a t-shirt because she deserves it. Because she want to go out with her girlfriends that night, right? Because she want to just go out and look good. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Most High says once we start, that demon becomes like a tapeworm inside your body, where you want to do it over and over again, so where now it feels this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is where I get success from. Verse 17, they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of lawlessness. The path of the righteous is like a radiant sunlight, even brightening until noon. The way of the wicked is all darkness. They do not know what will make them stumble. My son, listen to my speech, incline your ear to my words. Do not lose sight of them. Keep them in your mind. They are life to him who finds them, healing for his whole body. Not a pharmaceutical. It tells you, even in the New Testament, that they didn't want to put Yaakov the just in there. They renamed him James. In James chapter 5, he says that if someone is sick in the community, not to go to a pharmacy or to a physician. What he said was anoint him, put some anointing oils on them, have the elders, the holy of the community, come over and pray over him. And then the third one was stop doing whatever they were doing that gave them this disease or gave them the problem. This was the healing process for us before pharmacy, before drugs, when we could go out and anything that we were ailing from was growing from the earth that the Most High had provided. So we have reference for the Most High then, but we don't have reference for the Most High now. No, we have reference for the doctor and the physician, the gold star for our kids. Former, in the etymology of former, is spell. I'm not making this up. Former means spell, potion. Again, what do you call great in this society, in this world, and not having discernment to understand that it's a trap, it's an ailment, it's cancer that they never plan on healing? But Dr. Sebi did, and he did it with the things that was of the earth. Through diet. If you didn't get what I meant by do the things of the earth, through diet, do what you put in your mouth. The Most High says that your mouth is the key to life or death. The things that you speak life and death with your mouth. What you put in it should also be understood as life and death. And it reads, more than all that you guard your mind, for it is the source of life. Put crooked speech away from you. Keep devious talk far from you. Let your eyes look forward, your gaze be straight ahead. Survey the course you take. Means don't rush into nothing. It means look at the path that you're choosing. And what's the end of it? And all your ways will prosper. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Keep your feet from evil. This was for my youngin' tonight. And this was for him sitting over there, getting the last of this. But I think he may have gone to the bathroom because I don't see him, but the lights that way. But anyway, and for all of our kids, and for us that are coming unto the Most High, and that is a babe in this walk of being a Hebrew, of following the Tanakh, of understanding the law of the Most High. Let's go to Exodus 20 is our last one for tonight. See, the title of the lesson is, you must fight to guard your peace. In Exodus 20, the Most High gives us his law. The same thing that was being said in Proverbs 1 and 4, when he was speaking unto his son, I have given you a law, I have given you an understanding. Well, we have a covenant with the Most High, our Father of all fathers, our Abba, right? In this is our rule book and how we're supposed to deal with the things that come to us in this world. I found I watched this small documentary that blew my mind the other day, and I liken it to what I'm expressing right now, that the world is constantly coming at us, right? That we are being bombarded constantly with evil, consistently with the wrong options. It's truly a bombardment. You can't watch a commercial, you can't watch a YouTube ad, you can't watch or hear anything without them offering you or persuading you or making you feel or need and greed lost to participate in their evils, to break you out of your peace. So this documentary parallels that to me. And the documentary said that trees, it was a documentary about trees, that the girth of a tree is not given to it by the dirt and by the nutrients of the soil. I was like, what? It says that the girth of a tree is not gotten from the dirt in which that it is sitting in, plotted in, rooted in, and getting nutrients from. That doesn't give it its fatness. The air gives it its fatness, its girth. Blew my mind. As they went through it, they expressed that the particles in the air, things that we can barely see, constantly attach themselves to the trees as they pass. And this adds to the girth of the tree. Don't take my word, look it up for yourself, because there were some very interesting things that was said in that I think we all can learn from. So look it up as a Dr. Lyman, I think his name was. And I may post it on my page. But the girth of a tree is not gotten by the nourishment of the dirt and what it's in. It becomes bigger as it's exposed to the world. It starts to take on what the world is giving. But the tree has the ability to only take in what it needs for the most part. We have to have the same ability. Our girth, what we think we are, how we look at the world has all come to us because we are constantly bombarded with its messages and its coercion. But the question is, are you a healthy tree? No matter how big you've gotten, wealthy-wise, economically, family size, physically, fat, whatever, is it good? Have you filled yourself with good stuff, righteous stuff, to understand and have discernment? When we go to Exodus, and we're going to read to 12, we're going to Exodus 1 through 12. This is the Most High. Now, last verse for the night. And it says, the Most High spoke all these words, saying, I, Shaddai, am your Ahaya, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods besides me. That means his son. That means not his son, but what the world has told you was his only begotten son when we're all his sons. I read you Proverbs 1 and 4, where he refers to all of us as his sons. It reads, you shall have no other gods besides me. You shall not make for yourself a sculpted image or any likeness of what is in the heavens above or on the earth below or in the waters underneath the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I, the Most High, your Shaddai, am an impassioned creator. Not jealous, but impassioned, meaning that he is zealous about his commandments and about his law. And however you feel about it as a human, really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter, because this is global. This is for every human being on this earth. And it reads, for I, the Most High, your Shaddai, am an impassioned Shaddai, visiting the guilt of the parents upon the children, upon the third and upon the fourth generation of those who reject me, but showing kindness to the 1,000th generation of those who love me and keep my commandments. So what are we doing right now? We're breaking the cycle of our parents that didn't instill the 10 commandments. What are we doing? We are reclaiming our covenant with this 10 commandments. What are we doing? We are saying we are descendants of the Most High. He has called us his sons. We are the children of Yasharala. We are the 12 tribes descended and scattered across the world. Not just in the Western Hemisphere, not just in New Orleans, not just in California or Brazil or Canada or Africa, but across the four corners of the world. We are reclaiming his covenant. And it says, but showing kindness to the 1,000th generation of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not swear falsely by my name. That's the second one. Of the Most High, your creator. For the Most High will not clear one who swears falsely in his name. Don't say that the Most High said you, and that was your flesh. How do you discern between the Most High talking to you and your flesh? Well, that's why he asks you to meditate upon his words, to read his words, so you see how he acts. You will clearly see his pattern of movement through Moses, through Samuel, through David, through Daniel, through all of his prophets. You see how he moves. You see his pattern. It's not confusing. And it says, verse 8, remember the Sabbath. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is a Sabbath of the Most High, your creator. You shall not do any work. You, your sons or daughters, your male or female slaves, or your cattle, or the stranger who is within your settlement. For in 6 days the Most High made the heavens and the earth and sea, and all that is in them. And he rested on the seventh day. Therefore, the Most High barakah the seventh day and hallowed it. And this is the important part. Verse 12, Exodus 20. Honor your father and your mother, that you may endure the land in your assignment. That's not exactly what I'm saying. No, the guard part is when the Most High said, guard your Sabbath, which on this fourth one, I gotta think it says bound down later, but it's in a reference to the word guard and the Sabbath being specifically asked to be guarded and to hollow it out and to honor it. And it says, he rested on the seventh day, therefore the Most High barakah the seventh day and hallowed it. Honor your father and your mother, that you may long endure on the land that the Most High, your creator, is assigning you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male or female slave, or his ox, or his ass, or anything that is your neighbor's. Two of the longest commandments or explanations within the commandments is 4 and 10. 4 is the Sabbath, and 10 is about you not being concerned about what your neighbor got. Coveting his wife, his ox, his anything that he has, it's not your concern. Too many of us are following what this world has given us, the thing, keep up with the Joneses. That's not supposed to be a good thing. That's a derogatory thing, that you are trying to keep up with your neighbor, do and get as your neighbor. What the Most High has for you is specifically for you. And if you spend more time on looking inward then you will have everything on the outward. All praises unto the Most High. That is our lesson for tonight. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. As this world is going into World War III, look within thyself. Look back to your covenant. Look back to your law. And that the Most High says in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 33, that you will be untroubled. You will be untroubled by the worries of the world. All praises unto the Most High. That is our lesson. Me shalom. We'll see you guys. Thank you, Anoka. Thank you, my brother Yawan in the building. Thank you, my brother Cuz, my cousin in the building, Mike, and everyone on YouTube. Janice41. Thank y'all for sticking in with me. All praises. See you guys either Monday or Wednesday or next Shabbat. Soon though. Me shalom.